For your weather authority, this is your forecast first.
It's almost 6:30 on this Thursday morning, Groundhog Day, and we'll find out in about an hour, maybe a little less, if Phil sees his shadow. But for now, no shadows here because it's too dark. Looking at some light snow showers and flurries around the area for this morning. Live pinpoint Doppler shows diminishing lake effect snow showers around the region. Most of you snow-free at this hour. But an inch or two fell from last night. Watch for those slick roads. Temperature right now at the airport, 30 degrees. And your forecast first, call for temperatures to drop into lower 20s for the afternoon. A few more light snow showers and flurries, especially in the snow belts through the day. Rest of the forecast after morning headlines. Good morning, Erie starts now.
From your news leader.
It's Thursday morning, and a jury quickly reaches a verdict in the Darien Edie murder case. Plus, Erie police issue a warning to parents after a possible drug-laced lollipop puts a child in the hospital. And it's Groundhog Day. We're celebrating this morning along with the crowd at Gobbler's Knob.
Live in high definition from your news leader, this is Jet 24 Good Morning Erie.
Good morning, Erie. It's Thursday. In about 2 hours, Phil will leave his domain, and we'll know whether we get an early spring or if we should just get used to this winter weather.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it's probably about an hour away, and we're going live to Gobbler's Knob in just a few minutes. Joe Murgo is there. Stay tuned. Always a fun time.
I know. It's like a real live Groundhog Day movie for Joe because he's been there over
and over again. Exactly. And I'm sure he's got some great stories to tell.
He does. He won't tell all of them, though, to us. Yeah. Apparently, some secrets can't be told here on air.
Very correct.
But we'll check in with him after our top story first today. The family of Elijah Jackson now knows who shot and killed the 16-year-old. After about an hour and a half deliberation on day 3 of the trial, the jury finds 22-year-old Darien Edie guilty of murder in the 3rd degree, reckless endangering another person, possession of an instrument of crime, and firearms without a license. Sentencing is scheduled for March 20th. Erie police are warning parents and teens about possible drug-laced lollipops circulating in the city of Erie. Police Chief Don Dacus says a Perseus House charter school student is in the hospital after overdosing on the laced lollipops, one she got from another teen. Lollipops, they're unlabeled, wrapped in clear plastic, and some, if not all of them, are believed to be green. The recovered lollipops are being sent to the state police lab for testing. The community will come together tonight to remember the life of an Erie man. Police say 28-year-old Darren Germany died of a gunshot wound to the chest. He was killed during an exchange of gunfire in the early morning hours of December 31st. Police say a fight started inside a bar, spilling out onto the streets. The Take Back the Site vigil is set for 5:15 tonight at the intersection of Prospect Avenue and June Street in Erie. That vigil will last about 15 minutes. A charge is dropped against a former Erie Parking Authority employee, but she's still headed to court. 42-year-old Vanessa Zierfoss was accused of stealing thousands of dollars in cash while she was working special events in a parking ramp on East 8th and French Streets. During her preliminary hearing, one count of receiving stolen property was dropped, but she's going to court on a misdemeanor theft charge. An iconic restaurant is coming down today to make room for a new restaurant. Dave Belmondo joins us now live in Mill Creek Township with this story. Hi, Dave.
Thanks, Tracy, and good morning, everyone. Let me take a count here. How many of you viewers have ever eaten at Tacky's restaurant? 1, 2, 3, 4. Way too many to count in this segment. Yes, it's an iconic restaurant. It's been here for years and years. Closed up in December, and unfortunately, the walls at Tacky's restaurant will come tumbling down later this morning. As I mentioned, December was the last time Tacky's was open. This morning, construction crews and demolition crews, I should say, will be here. The longtime West 12th Street breakfast and lunch spot will be demolished. Tacky's opened in Mill Creek back in 1954, served its last meal December 15th. That's 62 years of serving our public, making some great breakfasts and lunch. At one point, The family built the current building next to the original one here at 12th Street. The owner, Bill Papanikos, confirmed in November he's retiring. He's going where it's warmer during the winter time, and Tacky's unfortunately would close. But this lot will not be vacant for long. Scott Enterprise purchased the property to make way for a second IHOP location in Erie. So the end of an era coming this morning. We're told that the demolition should start this morning at 9 o'clock. If you're looking around for, I'd like to have you come on down. We'll be here this morning. Come on down, give us some stories on Tacky's. Tracy, back to you.
All right, Dave. Thank you so much for that live report this morning. The Erie City School District officially names the next superintendent of the Erie School District. It's news from your schools today. Erie School Board voting unanimously for Chief Financial Officer Brian Polito as the new superintendent of the district. Board members and current superintendent Dr. Jay Badham saying he's the perfect person for the position. Polito joined the district about 2 years ago, and he says combined with his financial background and 15-year central office experience in smaller county school districts, he's ready for the job.
The inequity between what is provided out there and what's offered here is just blatantly wrong. We have a funding issue here in the city of Erie, and I really want to move this forward and get additional funding for the school district.
The school board saying it's not required to have a national search to fill the vacancy. Badham says to have very little disruption of leadership is important, especially at a crucial time like this for the district with so much at stake. Polito's contract begins July 1st and goes until June 30th, 2020. Today we get a long-term forecast from the one and only Punxsutawney Phil. Today is Groundhog Day.
And the old warhorse Joe Murgo, live from Punxsutawney. He has been there many, many years.
Good morning, Joe.
Hi. Good morning. Hey, the biggest fireworks show in Pennsylvania going on right now. That's why it's a little dark. I don't know if my cameraman, actually, I'll talk over if he could go ahead and show you. This is a celebration. A Super Bowl of weather, a tradition that's been going on since the late 1800s. Now, over 10,000 people are here already enjoying the fireworks show, staying warm. There are some flurries coming on down. Yeah, that's not ash from the fireworks. That's actually flurries that are coming on down. So there is a cloudy sky. So does that mean maybe he won't see his shadow? Maybe, I mean, he has 80% of the time, but that chance is still there. What'll happen is just after 7 o'clock, the inner circle who protects Phil all year long is going to be marching on down, and he's going to be coming on down. They're going to be coming on down. They'll knock on the stump. They'll talk to him in Groundhogese and see which of two scrolls does he need to read. One that'll say he sees his shadow, one that says that he doesn't, and spring will be right around the corner. Now, this has, as you mentioned, this is his 131st prediction. How does Phil do it? Well, he lives in the library. He has a burrow in the library all year long, and every summer they give him a magical elixir that allows him to live and keep on living without aging. That's a pretty amazing thing. I wish I would have had that elixir before my hair went gray. But he has been doing this for a long time. The popularity really started to grow, though, once that movie with Groundhog Day, with Bill Murray came on out. And given that this is my 16th year in a row, I almost feel like I live the movie with the same thing happening every single year, but it never gets old. It is a great time here at Cobbler's Knob.
Joe, after all these years, what's your favorite part? I'm listening to the music, I'm seeing the fireworks. What a great experience. What do you love?
You know, it's just the whole thing, the whole ceremony. I don't really have a favorite part because there's just something nice every time. The local artists, the music, the dancing to keep you going. And the day flies by for me. I mean, I've been out, I stand in one place for about 4 hours, and it flies by. It seems like minutes. Yes.
That's incredible.
That's
Joe,
fantastic.
Thanks for taking time to talk with us.
Yep, and we'll let you know what Phil has to say later on, just after 7. Or actually after 6 your time.
Cannot wait. Thank you so
Joe.
much. We'll be right back.
From your news leader, you're watching Tracy Tudo. Meteorologist Tom DeVecchio. and Craig Smiley with sports. This is Jet 24 Good Morning Erie. From Jet 24, here's meteorologist Tom DeVecchio, your weather authority.
Check this out, Bianca, on the Skycam Network. We're downtown, top of the Renaissance Center with the Bauer Specialty Skycam. And we had about an inch of snow in Erie from last night, not a lot. And while it looked good for a little while there, right before a couple hours ago of getting some decent snow, boy, things have really tapered off here on the northwest flow. So unless something really drastically changes in the next hour, we will not have a repeat of yesterday. Downtown Erie, snow-free. Yesterday at this time, again, we were getting some real good bands. Now, some snow bands will still fall, especially in the interior snow belts. It's a west-northwest flow, so typically south of 90 and interior Erie, some parts of Crawford County and off toward the east, we'll get these occasional bands of snow and squalls. And that's the way things will look for the day, but not much for the city of Erie. One thing that is going to happen everywhere is cold temperatures. Make sure the kids are dressed in nice warm clothing for today, because temperatures are going down. Looking at cold and windy for the afternoon, dropping into the low 20s, wind chills near 10 above, hat, coat, and gloves for today. Right now, the mild part of the day, quote unquote, we're looking at upper 20s to a lower 30s or near 30 across most of the region here in Erie County, Crawford County. Again, similar situation here. Inch or two fell, Erie, Crawford County, and about less than an inch fell in the Chautauqua-Allegheny area. Light snow at times for today. Most of you getting less than an inch. Those of you in the snow belts, as we talked about, 1 to 3 more for today as temperatures again fall into the low 20s. And from your weather authority, we'll have some light snow and flurries tonight into tomorrow. Some occasional inland squalls. And then we'll keep it dry on Saturday. Wet snow returns on Sunday.
Now a weather picture.
Our weather picture. Hey, it is Groundhog Day. How about a Groundhog picture from Caden Rittiger of Maplewood School. And now here Phil does not see his shadow. Not seeing it. Wonder if that will be correct in about 40 minutes from now.
Caden knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. Hopefully you're right there, Caden. Thank you so much for that nice picture.
Time for trivia.
Trivia question for today, of course, it is Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney High School closes on Groundhog Day, so buses can transport people to and from Gobbler's Knob. Is that true or false?
Well, Joe Murgo's talking about all those buses bringing people in, so I have to believe it's true.
Yeah, he did give you a clue, and that is true. They use the buses to transport the people to and from, so the high school has a day off.
That's great. And I bet a lot of them are participating in the festivities, too.
Yeah, many of the kids there are probably from the high school.
Here's another fun fact about Punxsutawney Phil, because it is Groundhog Day. Did you know Punxsutawney Phil, according to the legend, is the original groundhog, as his life is extended another 7 years every summer as he swigs a gulp of the groundhog nog at an annual picnic at Gobbler's Knob.
And by the way, groundhog nog's life-extending powers, they don't work on us humans.
Aw, man.
Sorry.
Hence all the gray hair around.
As we heard from Joe Murgo, it just doesn't work on us. Well, up next, we'll check out some events going on this weekend.
And we'll head down to the Erie Zoo for more on Groundhog Day. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Tracy. Groundhogs, guinea pigs, actually closer than you think. I'll explain. Stay with us.
Here's another fun fact about Punxsutawney Phil, because it is Groundhog Day.
Did you know this is how Punxsutawney Spirit described the news of Punxsutawney Phil's first prognostication in 1886? Today is Groundhog Day, and up to the time of going to press, the beast has not seen his shadow.
I love it. And it's time for more wild stuff with Scott Mitchell now.
Scott, talking about Groundhog Day, of course, for today.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, you bet. In our first segment, we talked about what was the original groundhog. That was the hedgehog. But actually, the little modest guinea pig is probably more closely related to groundhogs. Groundhogs are actually the largest member of the squirrel family. And they're rodents, just like guinea pigs. Just like groundhogs, these guys have big teeth. Those big teeth they use to chew things and burrow. Groundhogs and guinea pigs are both vegetarians as well, and they also communicate in similar ways. They kind of, whistle and squeak and squeal, and so the communication system is very similar as well. Groundhogs are pretty cool animals, though, when you really get down to it. They're also known as the land beaver, not to be, or the land beaver, not to be confused with the land shark. They also, my favorite name for them is the whistle pig.
I love
which
it.
Is pretty. I do too. Whistle pig's a great name. I just think that's a great name for groundhogs. They actually are very good climbers. Most people don't know that, and they're accomplished swimmers. Although it's pretty rare to see them swim, but if they have to escape a predator, they're capable enough to be able to swim to get away from a predator. They have these guys too. They have very complicated burrows that they dig. And a groundhog burrow can be, hundreds of feet, and they all have a special bathroom chamber. All groundhog burrows do that too. So groundhogs are pretty neat animals. Happy to have them. And by the way, it's 6 weeks of winter. If Dave Belmondo has a 5 o'clock shadow? Is that how it works?
No, Dave is 131 years old because he drinks that
Groundhog
nog, okay? And as you can see, it hasn't helped him at all.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Scott.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, yep.
From the cars of tomorrow to the transportation of the past, there's a lot to check out in our region this weekend.
Here's Sherry McBride.
Hey, thanks. I've got 3 happenings. Those are things going on this weekend that we want you to know all about. They will be ranked from happy to happiest, depending on a price point, and some other factors as well. Getting a happy. Tomorrow, it's day 2 of the 10th annual Erie Auto Show at the Bayfront Convention Center. Just Google for details. Happier. On Saturday night in Mayville, New York, after your meal at Webb's Captain's Table, there will be complimentary horse-drawn carriages. Bring your appetite and a scarf. Call Webb's for more. And happiest because it's free. On Sunday at 1 o'clock at Arundel Cellars in Northeast, it's music by the Gem City Revival. Americana, bluegrass, and folk, all for free. That's this weekend's happenings. Have a great one. I'm Sherry McBride.
We'll be right back.
Preparing you for the day ahead. Good Morning Erie to go.
Now to Houston, where the Super Bowl is just days away. Kevin Martin joins us.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, guys. Well, player safety and injury prevention has been a hot topic in the NFL for some time, but so has the ways players have gone about managing that pain if and when they are injured. On Wednesday, several ex-NFL players used the Super Bowl as a platform to promote one way in particular that's been particularly controversial.
Marijuana is not a drug. It's a medicinal herb. Drugs happen only when man puts their hands on it.
That was the message of former NFL quarterback and 2-time Super Bowl champion Jim McMahon Wednesday night at a cannabis convention held at the Revention Music Center in Houston. McMahon, who was open about his struggles with opiate addiction during and after his NFL career, and several other ex-NFL players shared their stories about how marijuana saved their lives.
I went through a real bad depression and laid down the railroad tracks and tried to commit suicide myself. So it was just by the grace of God that I got help and found cannabis as well.
Constant thoughts of suicide and depression and rage and all these things that were neurologically disrupting my life. And I can't say enough about making that transition from taking, I don't take an aspirin to this day, and Aleve, Advil, nothing. I have a strict cannabis regimen that I use.
Marijuana is currently on the list of substances banned by the NFL. McMahon's mission is to remove the stigma related to cannabis and promote its benefits not only for current and former NFL players, but for the general public.
It's proven to help millions of people. There's no side effects other than you might get a little hungry. It's never killed anybody.
And what an ideal time to spread this message in a city where the spotlight is shining.
We felt that this element here in Super Bowl in Texas was the perfect timing on behalf of showcasing what these things do for the athletes.
So although marijuana is on the banned substance list. The disciplinary procedures are actually a lot less strict than any other drug on that list, but I don't think any of these players are going to be satisfied until it is completely off the banned substance list.
Kevin, thank you so much for sharing that story this morning. We'll check in again tomorrow. In the meantime, be sure to tune into the special edition of Fox 66 Good Day Erie next Sunday, 10 a.m. So this Sunday, turn your channel to Fox 66 as soon as you wake up. Stay with us all day. We have all sorts of Super Bowl related stories to get you ready for that big game. Turning to some other news out of the region, the family of Elijah Jackson now knows who shot and killed the 16-year-old. After about an hour-and-a-half deliberation on day 3 of the trial, the jury finds 22-year-old Darren Eady guilty of murder in the 3rd degree, reckless endangerment, possession of an instrument of crime, and firearms without a license. Sentencing is set for March 20th. He could face up to 40 years. Possible drug-laced lollipops are making their way around the city of Erie, prompting a warning from police. Erie Police Chief Don Dacus says the Perseus House Charter School student in the hospital after overdosing on the laced lollipops, one she got from another teen. Police are asking parents to be on the lookout for these lollipops, no matter what school your student attends. They're unlabeled, wrapped in clear plastic, and some, if not all of them, are believed to be green.
Obviously, any parents that should see their children with any of these lollipops are asked to confiscate it, place it in a baggie, hold it for us, contact the Vice Unit.
The Vice Unit number is on your screen, 870-1199. The recovered lollipops are being sent to the State Police Lab for testing. Community members will come together to remember the life of a man shot and killed on Erie streets. Police say 28-year-old Darren Germany died of a gunshot wound to the chest. He was killed during an exchange of gunfire in the early morning hours of December 31st. The Take Back the Site vigil is set for 5:15 tonight at the intersection of Prospect Avenue and June Street. It should last about 15 minutes. A former Erie Parking Authority employee is headed to trial to face theft charges. 42-year-old Vanessa Zierfoss was accused of stealing thousands of dollars in cash while she was working special events in a parking ramp at East 8th and French Streets. During her preliminary hearing, one count of receiving stolen property was dropped, but she's going to court on a misdemeanor theft charge. An iconic restaurant's coming down later this morning. Tacky's restaurant will be demolished. The restaurant opened in Mill Creek in 1954, serving its last meal December 15th. Scott Enterprises purchased the property to make way for a second IHOP location in Erie. The demolition starts at 9 this morning. Start your engines. Check out the 10th annual Erie Auto Show in downtown Erie. You'll find new cars, antiques, and muscle cars galore. And last year they featured that Batmobile. This year it's Smokey the Bandit. There's always something for every car lover. The auto show kicks off today at noon, runs through Sunday at the Bayfront Convention Center. And guess who you'll find there today? Meteorologist Tom DeVecchio. He's here now with your forecast.
That's right. I'll be there 4 o'clock until 6. Stop by, say hello there, and check out some great cars. Being on the Skycam Network, the Bauer Specialty Skycam, downtown Erie. No snow falling right now. About an inch of snow fell last night. In fact, most of the areas, the Tri-State area has received about 1 to 2 inches. And lake effect now limited to some of the interior snowbelt areas, Waterford out toward Edinburgh. Snow and occasional squalls will be around. Winds are mainly west to northwest. So for the kids, make sure they are dressed warmly for today, as temperatures will be dropping, wind chills in the teens for the afternoon. Temperatures right now mid to upper 20s across most of Erie County, with a 31 at the Erie Yacht Club. Crawford County, similar temperatures, upper teens to lower 20s in the east. Again, about an inch or 2 of snow fell last night. Most of you get an inch or less for today, but some of you in the snow belt south of 90 may get 1 to 3. Temperatures falling into the low 20s. And from your weather authority, we're looking at some light snow and flurries, maybe an occasional inland squall tonight into tomorrow. And then we'll keep it dry as we head on towards Saturday, with snow showers returning on Sunday. And you can always get the latest updates to that forecast anytime by going to yourerie.com.
Finally this morning, 11-year-old Charlotte McCourt's cookie sales are through the roof. Why? She's hilarious.
The Do-Si-Do is a peanut butter sandwich. I give it a 5 for its unoriginality.
That was TV show host Mike Rowe reading one of her reviews, and while it may sound mean, it's helped Charlotte sell more cookies than ever before.
In fact, she sold 16,000 boxes of cookies so far. Even better, 7,000 of those boxes are being donated to service members. And she could break the record if she keeps going at this pace.
I believe another 2,000, if I recall, and she'll break the record. So
she's got time.
Good luck.
That's Good Morning Erie on this Thursday. Find our top local stories at yourerie.com. We will see you again at noon. Good Morning America's up next.
Stay warm.